Hi. There I am. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dad. Dad, you been out there? I wasn't sure if you were out there these past few days. You been out there? I just was coming up the stairs because let me back up. Jeepers. Hello. I'm Kristen. I'm the library director of the Island Free Library here on Block Island. Welcome to a daily program from the library with me, and it is Frankenstein Tea. And it is a chance for me to read you a story and to stay connected to the library and what's happening. I get to stay connected to you, and you get to stay connected to the Island Free Library. I think that's a win-win. And I'm having a little tea. I just made it, so I think it's going to be hot, although I didn't let the water get too hot. Let me see. No, it's perfect. And I was coming up the stairs, and there's some staff in the building, and they said, "What are you reading today?" I said, I don't know. We just got a great brand new book in, Children of the Night, the best short stories by Black writers, 1967 to the present, edited by Gloria Naylor. Nice new book. So I unwrapped it today, brand new book for the library. Lots of nice things for me to read from in there. So I just read a few. I think I know which one I'm going to read in a few minutes. But when I was coming up the stairs, I had a reminder, I had a flash of how much I really enjoyed yesterday's stories. Really liked those stories yesterday. I really liked that woman. I'm not going to be able to do her name now, but Mayhew was her middle name. What was her name? I don't remember. You have to look. You have to look on yesterday's Frankenstein Tea. But those were good. I liked them. And let's see, what else? So today is Thursday, July 23rd. Thursday nights we open from 5 to 7, and that's for our outside library service. So if you need anything, come by tonight between 5 and 7. We'll be there. We did some projects in the library this morning. We're still feeling confident and good about our outside library program. We've watched 2 businesses for a total of 3 businesses, have to shut their doors for small periods of time. Let's hope small period of time, due to COVID and testing and worries about COVID. Oh, my friend there, my secret friend Kay Hill, liked those stories too. I know, they were so good. So our hearts go to them, our friends and neighbors who are having to shut their doors while they wait for COVID test results. But it really, for the library, it affirms our plan for outdoor library service and how lucky we are to do that, right? Like we just feel so lucky to have the opportunity to do our job in a very safe way for our community and for ourselves and for our families. So we get to sort of carry on with library business because we have this large front lawn and we have great routers that project the Wi-Fi outside. And, it's really interesting to me that work that we did prior to this, years prior to this, and how it's really working out to our advantage right now to do that. So we're thinking of our friends and neighbors and families who are not open this week. And for anyone who else may be fearful or frightened or waiting on a test or, living through the illness, we're thinking of you and know that the decisions we make at the library are truly, truly, truly what we think are the best that we can offer to you at this time. And having said that, and having been serious about that and meaning every word that we said, I have to also say it's been really fun. It has been okay for us to do our library work like this. And I had a great conversation with some good patrons out front today, and they love it. They love it. They love to sit out there, and they love to work out there. They love the tables. They love to see the other people. I know my friend Kay Hill is on here right now. Right? She was camped out the other day. In fact, it was a little while ago, so come back and visit. But she was camped out under the tree, and it's enjoyable and it's safe. And I went to bed, and I don't know if it was like last night while I was sleeping or like this morning, or it's one of those, like, or was it the last thing I thought of before I went to sleep? But I had this really good tagline come to me, and I can't quite remember what it was. So I'm still working on my memory bank there, on my memory load. But it was something like, same great library, same great service, same great staff, just out on the lawn. But that wasn't it. But it's something like that. And we believe that, right? We are the same great library, and we're doing the same great things. We're just doing more and different things as well. We're doing YouTube shows and Facebook Live events and great outdoor furniture and places for people to work. And anyway, so that's the check-in with the library today. That is the director's update for this Thursday afternoon. Yeah, that's the update. We're good. We like it. And really, good luck to everyone out there. And may it be the best of all situations for our friends at the Cracked Mug and the old post office bagel shop. May it be the very best, and all negative results. Let's go with that. Okay, so I get to have hot tea because I'm in an air-conditioned building and a little chilly. I don't even like to say those things out loud, but that's the reality of it. I bought a few books last week to supplement our program here. And not that I had to, right? There's plenty of books on our shelf. And I found one yesterday that, as I said, I loved and other people loved. So, there's always books to be found. And it's always that's a cool thing about libraries, right? You never know what you're going to find. But now you have a chance to find this one. This is a great book. This is called Children of the Night, the best short stories by Black writers, 1967 to the present. So it wasn't let's see who. This is Little Brown and Company. And it was published in 1995. So it's not the most current, but I thought it would be good to add to our collection. And I'm hesitating here because I'm sort of reading and talking at the same time. It says this is the front flap. In 1969, Little Brown and Company published the best short stories by Black writers, edited by Langston Hughes. The classic compendium of African American short stories from 1897 to 1967. And now we have from 1967 to the present, which again was over, 1995. Is that 20 years ago? Or gosh, I don't know how many years ago that is, 20 or 15 or 10 or something. So, I bought others. 95. This was edited by Gloria Naylor. This short story is by Edwidge Danticat. Danticat, Danticat. Edwidge Danticat. The title of this story is New York Day Woman. Today, walking down the street, I see my mother. She is strolling with a happy gait, her body thrust toward the Don't Walk sign and the yellow taxicabs that make 45-degree turns on the corner of Madison and 57th Street. I have never seen her in this kind of neighborhood, peering into Chanel and Tiffany's and gawking at the jewels glowing in the Bulgari windows. My mother never shops outside of Brooklyn. She has never seen the advertising office where I work. She is afraid to take the subway where you may meet those young black militant street preachers who curse black women for straightening their hair. Yet, here she is, my mother, who I left at home that morning in her bathrobe with pieces of newspapers twisted like rollers in her hair. My mother, who accuses me of random offenses as I dash out of the house. Would you get up and give an old lady like me your subway seat? In this state of mind, I bet you don't even give up your seat to a pregnant lady. My mother, who was often right about that. Sometimes I get up and give my seat. Other times I don't. It all depends on how pregnant the woman is and whether or not she is with her boyfriend or husband and whether or not he is sitting down. As my mother stands in front of Carnegie Hall, one taxi driver yells to another, "What do you think this is? A dance floor?" My mother waits patiently for this dispute to be settled before crossing the street. In Haiti, when you get hit by a car, the owner of the car gets out and kicks you for getting blood on his bumper. My mother, who laughs when she says this and shows a large gap in her mouth where she lost 3 more molars to the dentist last week. My mother, who at 59 says dentures are okay. You can take them out when they bother you. I like them. I like them fine. Will it feel empty when Papa kisses you? Oh no, he doesn't kiss me that way anymore. My mother, who watches the lottery drawing every night on Channel 11 without ever having played the numbers. A third of that money is all I would need. We would pay the mortgage and your father could stop driving that taxi cab all over Brooklyn. I follow my mother, mesmerized by the many possibilities of her journey. Even in a flowered dress, she is lost in a sea of pinstripes and gray suits, high heels and elegant short skirts, Reebok sneakers dashing from building to building. My mother, who won't go out to dinner with anyone. If they want to eat with me, let them come to my house, even if I boil water and give it to them. My mother, who talks to herself when she peels the skin off poultry. Fat, you know, and cholesterol. Fat and cholesterol killed your Aunt Hermine. My mother, who makes jam with dried grapefruit peel and then puts in cinnamon bark that I always think is cockroaches in the jam. My mother, whom I've always bought household appliances for on her birthday, a nice rice cooker, a blender. I trail the red orchids in her dress and the heavy faux leather bag on her shoulders, realizing the ferocious pace of my pursuit. I stop against a wall to rest. My mother keeps on walking as though she owns the sidewalk under her feet. As she heads towards the Plaza Hotel, a bicycle messenger swings so close to her that I want to dash forward and rescue her. But she stands dead in her tracks and lets him ride around her and then goes on. My mother stops at a corner hot dog stand and asks for something. The vendor hands her a can of soda that she slips into her bag. She stops by another vendor selling sundresses for $7 each. I can tell that she is looking at an African print dress, contemplating my size. I think to myself, please, Ma, don't buy it. It would be just another thing I would bury in the garage or give to Goodwill. Why should we give to Goodwill when there are so many people back home who need clothes? We save our clothes for the relatives in Haiti. 20 years we have been saving all kinds of things for the relatives in Haiti. I need the place in the garage for an exercise bike. You are pretty enough to be a stewardess. Only dogs like bones. This mother of mine, she stops at another hot dog vendor's and buys a frankfurter that she eats on the street. I never knew that she ate frankfurters. With her blood pressure, she shouldn't eat anything with sodium. She has to be careful with her heart, this day woman. I cannot just swallow salt. Salt is heavier than 100 bags of shame. She is slowing her pace, and now I am too close. If she turns around, she might see me. I let her walk into the park before I start to follow again. My mother walks toward the sandbox in the middle of the park. There, a woman is waiting with a child. The woman is wearing a leotard with biker shorts and has small weights in her hands. The woman kisses the child goodbye and surrenders him to my mother. Then she bolts off, running on the cemented stretches in the park. The child given to my mother has frizzy blonde hair. His hand slips into hers easily, like he's known her for a long time. When he raises his face to look at my mother, it is as though he is looking at the sky. My mother gives this child the soda that she bought from the vendor on the street corner. The child's face lights up as she puts in a straw in the can for him. This seems to be a conspiracy just between the two of them. My mother and the child sit and watch the other children play in the sandbox. The child pulls out a comic book from a knapsack with Big Bird on the back. My mother peers into his comic book. My mother, who taught herself to read as a little girl in Haiti from the books that her brothers brought home from school. My mother, who has now lost 6 or 7 sisters in La Vie Rose and has never had the strength to return for their funerals. Many graves to kiss when I go back. Many graves to kiss. She throws away the empty soda can when the child is done with it. I wait and watch from a corner until the woman in the leotard and biker's shorts returns, sweaty and breathless, an hour later. My mother gives the woman back her child and strolls farther into the park. I turn around and start to walk out of the park before my mother can see me. My lunch hour is long since gone. I have to hurry back to work. I walk through a cluster of joggers, then race to a Sweden tours bus. I stand behind the bus and take a peek at my mother in the park. She is standing in a circle, chatting with a group of women who are taking other people's children on an afternoon outing. They look like a Third World Parent-Teacher Association meeting. I quickly jump into a cab heading back to the office. Would Ma have said hello had she been the one to see me first? As the cab races away from the park, it occurs to me that perhaps one day I would chase an old woman down a street by mistake, and that old woman would be somebody else's mother, who I would have mistaken for mine. Day women come out when nobody expects them. Tonight on the subway, I will get up and give my seat to a pregnant woman or a lady about Ma's age. My mother, who stuffs thimbles in her mouth and then blows up her cheeks like Dizzy Gillespie while sewing yet another Raggedy Ann doll that she names Suzette after me. I will have all these little Suzettes in case you never have any babies, which looks more and more like it is going to happen. My mother, who had me when she was 33, l'âge de Christ, at the age that Christ died on the cross. That's a blessing, believe you me, even if American doctors say by that time you can make retarded babies. My mother, who sews lace collars on my company's softball t-shirts when she does my laundry. Why, you can't look like a lady playing softball? My mother, who never went to any of my parent-teacher association meetings when I was in school. You're so good anyway. What are they going to tell me? I don't want to make you ashamed of this day, woman. Shame is heavier than 100 bags of salt. That was Edwidge Danticott. She is the author of Crick Crack, a collection of short stories, and Breath, Eyes, Memory, a novel. Born in Haiti, she came to the United States when she was 12. She lives in Brooklyn, New York. From the Children of the Night, edited by Gloria Naylor. Great picture of Gloria Naylor here. Again, this is from 1995. Gloria Naylor. What was that one called? Something about Day Woman. Sorry. New York Day Woman. Women. New York Day Women. Frankenstein Tea for this afternoon. Thanks for coming. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with another short story. And if you'd all indulge me for a second, I'm going to tease my dad and tell him, hey, Dad, I'm going to go meet Mom right now, and we're going to have some oysters and a cold beer. Ha ha, you should come visit. They're going to be shucking them right out of the pond. Anybody who wants to come and meet me, I'll be at the Old Island Pub in a few minutes for oysters. Buck a shuck today. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a great afternoon. I thought we were going to get rain. I don't think we are. Where is the rain? We might have to do a rain dance. We might have to find a rain story tomorrow. Not that I want it to rain on anyone's vacation, but, you know, we need a good overnight rain. It's a little dusty and dry around here. Nothing a cold beer and some oysters won't fix, huh, Dad? All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.